Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And how you doing? I always forget, y'all. I always forget. Give me a moment going off camera. All righty, righty, righty. I am back. I am back. I am back. Thank you, God. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It has been it has been a whirlwind for the last couple of days. So much has been going on. Good morning, good morning, aka good morning, good morning, good morning, hon. How are you? Good morning, Auntie. I will be in the bushes headed. Oh, just a few more doctor's appointments to go to. Well, I pray that God be well. I know God is with you, and I pray all is well. I'm praying all is well. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to tell y'all the last couple of days, I have just been like going, and trying to catch up on rest, trying to um, just be. And I had to get myself. Oh, that these are just clearance for surgery. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, super excited for you, V and Jordan. Yes, it was an amazing day. And just to see my mom, just to see my mom there and Jordan godparents, because I remember the day that Verena graduated, and I heard my aunt say something. My mom said, Lord, I'm just glad to see my grandchild graduate. And then my aunt said, well, yeah, it is a blessing. And just for my mom to be around to see her great granddaughter graduate, that was a blessing for me. It was just a beautiful thing to have my mom there and Jordan godparents and her little cousin was there with her as well. And it was just so it was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day, and it was just a beautiful thing to see. And I'm gonna tell y'all, it was like over 600 children graduating that day, Monday. Over 600 kids graduated Monday. And what was so interesting about it, right? When we got to the vineyard, they had to change the vineyard from one arena to another arena. It was only, oh wow, 86. Yeah, it was over 600 there. And I'm gonna tell you, the majority, I would say like 80% of the class of 2025 at the school that she graduated from, they're either going to college, they're going to a trade school, or they're going into the military. And it was just amazing to see all those kids so excited about doing something, excited about leaving school. And I'm pretty sure the parents was too, because I know one parent was saying, Verena was saying, oh, it just feels so good not to have to get up early in the morning and take her to school and then get off work and then pick her up from school. And, you know, so on both sides, was ready for this graduation to happen. And as I look back over I remember from I Monday, I looked at Jordan and I can remember the day that she was born and all the hopes and dreams that I had for her. And then just watching this little girl grow and just seeing how anything she put her mind to, that she was there, always affirmed her in the mornings when she was getting ready to go to school. We would have I am beautiful, I am smart, those kind of things. And my mom was worried about her name because her name is Jordan. And my mom say, people gonna pick at that child because they gonna call her name because that's a boy name. I say, no, that's her name. And I always told Jordan from the first day Jordan started going to school, I said, don't ever let nobody, she didn't probably understand, but Nana put it in a way that don't let nobody be picking at you, don't let nobody be bullying you. And your name is Jordan. Your name is Jordan. So don't let nobody make you feel no type of way about your name. And that was Jordan's attitude from preschool to kindergarten to her walking down and picking up that diploma. Now let me tell y'all about that. Now I didn't cry. I did not cry because if I had cried, I would let y'all know I cried. I did not cry, y'all. I did not cry. So I'm saying, I'm not gonna cry because that was she always said her mom asked, do you want to have a party, do you want me to rent a venue so you can have a party? And she said, I don't want a party. She said, because now graduated from high school is something that I supposed to do, so that's really, you could celebrate me graduating but not with a party. We can go out at a later date and we can have dinner, we can have a family dinner, but a party, no, because I supposed to graduate. She said, now when I graduate from college, that's a different thing. I want a car and a big graduation party. So mama say, bet. So we get my daughter come pick me up early, you know, uh, because I live in the Cape and they live in Fort Myers, and the college is out there in Estero. So we leave, they pick me up, we go back to their place so they could get dressed. So I had already went and got a card for Jordan, and wrote some words in the card, and I had to break one of my monies to give her some money for her graduation. So, and she looked it so pretty. She looked it so pretty. And she came out the room and she was crying, and I said, well, what's wrong, honey? And then she said, Nana, that card, it was so what you wrote in your card. And I said, what? She said, just thank you, Nana. Just thank you for everything. And I just, I said, and I prayed over Jordan, and I asked God, to lead her, direct her, protect her. And I told her, whatever you do, whatever you do, consult God, talk to God about it first. Whatever you deciding to do, whatever it is that you want to do, consult God, talk to God about it. Pray about it. Let God lead you, let God direct you. And when God is leading and directing you, you follow God. And I'm just, and I told her how proud I am, super proud. And I pray that every dream and every hope that you have, I pray that God grant you the things that you're hoping and praying for. And while you're praying for it, I'll be praying with you as well. And it moved her, and I cried then. And when we got to the vineyard, we had to take her early. She had to be there at 4:30. So we sat out in the car and we talked. Me and Verena, we talked a while, and we remembered things. We were going reminiscing about when Jordan was a little girl, and I asked her how did she feel, and she said, Mom, she said, I really don't know how I feel right now to be a mother of someone that's graduating, having a daughter that's graduating high school. She said, I honestly don't know how I feel. And I told her, I said, I'm proud of you because you did it. You did it, girl. The early mornings, getting her to school, and then you got to get off to school, and then getting a job. You got a job to where you can afford to take care of your daughter in the custom that you wanted to take care of your daughter, and the ups and downs, and the lows and the highs, and you know, um, and everything that was in between that you did it. You did it. And she go, Mom, we did it. We did. No, baby, I was just a soft landing for you. I'm just part of her village, and I don't take that for granted, because I know what part I played in it. And her godparents played a big role in her life. She just had people in her life that was there encouraging her and pushing her along the way. And I was just so proud. I was just so overly proud. Girl was fine while we were sitting in the car. And then when they start opening the doors to go into the vineyard, she was fine. She was fine. So we went up on the second floor. We went up where we went in the handicap section for my mom because she was had a walker. And so my mom sat with some other people, and we met up with some people that we knew. And my mom sat up in the handicap section, and I was just like one row below her, and my Verena now went down a couple of rows, and she kept looking back. Ma, you all right? I'm fine, girl. I am fine. I am fine. I am fine. So I'm sitting. First, I'm telling you, I had some stories to tell you, right? I'm sitting beside first, I'm sitting in this row all by myself. So then this lady, these white people came, right? So an older white lady sat next to me. So we were talking, we were just, chatting it up, and she was telling me she's from Eagle Lake and it's her granddaughter that's graduating, and blah 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 blah. And I'm sure, and on the like they was at FGCU where gym, and they had this thing, the motor train, where they show the pictures and stuff like that. So Verena said, Mama, watch the monitor because Jordan picture is gonna come up. So when Jordan picture came up, and we had this little, I'm gonna show you, we had this little thing here. I was gonna break it. Verena had a couple of these little fans made, because even though we're in the gym, it got hot in that gym. So Verena had some of these made. And so I was saying, this is my granddaughter here. She said, oh, she is so beautiful. She is so pretty. And I said, oh, thank you, thank you. So then this couple had came, right? It was this man. So I isolated. I said, I said, well, you have graduating your daughter, your son. She said, oh no, honey, my daughter, 25 years old, and she works in administration at Cape Cod High School. I said, oh, okay, that's good. She said, it's my stepdaughter. So she could talk while the man had went to the concession stand, right? So I said, oh, I said, well, what is she? I said, what's she gonna do when she graduate? She said, child, I don't know what she gonna do. And I say, really? I said, she's not going to college. She's not going in the military. She said, girl, she said, I don't know what she's going to do. She said she's going to sit out. I said, that's the worst thing I think that they could do is sit out, and for a year. I know going to school for 12 years and then don't want to go back to school. I said, but sometimes they could get complacent, making money. She said, girl, I know all of that. She said, I don't say nothing. It's his daughter. I don't say nothing. So I kind of got an understanding of how that relationship was. So now I guess the girl mama had came and they was all sitting together, and she goes, now I gotta move. She said, but it was nice talking to you. So I said, okay, okay. So then she left, and then a Haitian couple, they came. And I'm gonna tell you, this lady was wearing some perfume that was just giving me a headache. Was giving me a headache. And I know the lady that I sat next to was a MIGA. She was a Donald Trump person. So, the kids just mingling with each other before the ceremony started, right? So before the music came on, all of them was sitting, and then they had to get up and go out so they could march back in. So I'm thinking, because Jordan last name begins with the W, I had already, made acclimated myself to say, okay, I'm gonna have to sit here and listen to all these names be called before they get to the W's. Unknown, unbeknown to me, because she graduated, and thank you for saying it right, because I wasn't saying it right. She graduated summa cum laude. So all the honor students, it was like two rows of honor students. all the honor students got their diplomas first. So that means I said, well, damn, she getting her diploma first. We might as well leave as she get her diploma. We could go. But then I said, no, we gotta wait on her. So after the honor students got theirs, had to sit there and wait for the rest of them names to be called. And when I tell you the it was Hispanics, it was so the major I'm gonna tell you the majority was Hispanics, Gonzalez, Gomez, Perez, Guadalupe, and Haitians, Pierre and Jean and Jacques, and then there was a few, then the rest of them was white and the rest of them was black, right? So I sit there and I say, well, good Lord of mercy, how many of them is it? How many of them is it? And I was getting tired, and Verena was just crying her eyes out, right? So before they start announcing the graduates, they had the parents, all the parents, the guardians of the children to stand. Boy, she just started to cry. So her godparents, they arrived before the ceremony, and Verena, Monty, and the godparents sitting together because I have a fear of height and I have a fear of walking stairs that's high. So I said, I'm not walking I'm not going, taking all these steps. I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna make it keep safe. So Verena kept looking at me to ask if I'm okay. Then I'm looking at my mom to make sure she's okay. So everybody is okay. Everybody is okay because I'm talking. I got two people here to kind of, to keep me coming. Then my phone died out and stuff like that. So they had all the parents to stand up, and I kept noticing her doing this. And when we were in the car, she was looking. She said, where's my paper? Where's my napkins? Where's my tissue? And she didn't have any tissue, so she kept doing her eyes like this, and I know she was just crying. So I had a handkerchief, right? So I had to walk very carefully where she was and she looked at me and she cried. She said, thank you, mommy. I said, you're welcome, baby. I understand. I understand. And she just cried, cried, cried. And when they called Jordan name, oh my God. Oh my goodness. We went crazy. Jordan friends went crazy. And you know, and what I love about that senior class, they cheered for everybody because there was some people there didn't have maybe nobody but their mom and dad and stuff like that. And it was just so amazing to see kids that were mentally challenged graduating and and they how they cheered for those kids to get across that stage, and it was just so amazing. But after the graduation, took so long, and baby, then we had to sit and take pictures. Me and Jordan, me joining her godparents, me joining her mama and godparents, Jordan and my mama, me Jordan and my mama. We just 45 minutes we're taking pictures. Then we gotta wait for Jordan, her friends pulling her. Jordan, Jordan, over here, over here. Now she got to run over there and with heels on about this high, running over there, taking pictures, and then her friends running to her, come, we gotta take pictures. Come take pictures. Then they gave each one of the graduate a white carnation to give to a teacher or someone in administration who um who they admired. So she had to go and find the person that would have been the second vice principal. She gave her the second vice principal hers because yeah, the vice principal and her mom was friends, but the vice principal was the one when she was in middle school convinced her that, she graduated from FAMU, and she always used to wear her FAM gear. And Joy said, I'm going to HBCU. I'm going to go to FAM. But I'm so glad she didn't go to FAM now, because FAM having a little bit of problems with this president that they chose for the college. But I'm telling you, all in all, it was a good night. But y'all, I was so tired. I was so tired Tuesday. And then we got some news about my aunt that just blew me. And I just was not in a place yesterday to even come on live because of the news. I'm gonna ask y'all for the next 3 to 6 months, please pray for me and my family, and that just pray for me and my family and my aunt. Just pray for us. Just pray for us. Just keep you whenever y'all pray. And if you could think about it, just mention me and my family. Just call out Marita family in prayer. Because we're gonna need some prayer, and we need some prayer. So I thank everybody for the congratulations, because we felt them, and I'm just so proud. Now let me get to this. There's a lot of stuff going on out there in these YouTube streets. As you know, Sean, congratulations to all the graduate. My daughter received her master's degree last year. Girl, that's an honor right there. That is an honor right there. And I don't, I am so proud I'm proud of her. I'm proud of any black woman, especially black women. When black women make up their minds to do something, they are a force to be reckoned with. They are a force to be reckoned with. And for her to go and get her master's, she's not going to stop with just her master's. And I know that, because black women, we are such overachievers when we make up our minds to do something. And I know you're proud of her, and congratulations to you and to her. Because she did the hardest part, but you did the harder part. You did, because it's hard to motivate. You have to keep motivating them sometimes, and you have to keep encouraging them most of the time. You have to keep doing that. And because they get tired as well. They get tired. And sometimes you get tired of motivating and encouraging, and you just want to take it there sometimes. You just want to take it there sometimes. But congratulations to you, and congratulations to your daughter. And good morning to everybody that's here. And I thank you for being here. And please hit that share and like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel, as subscribe to the channel as well. And I told my daughter, I said, for the next 4 years, Jordan gonna be a Georgia Peach, baby. She's gonna be a Georgia Peach and a Georgia and a Clark Panther for the next 4 years. So I'm looking for great things. I'm looking for great things, and Sean, I'm looking to hear that your daughter is taking the world over. And whatever area of studies she went and got that master's in, I'm looking for her. I'm looking to hear the great things that she's doing, and the great things that she want to do. And the change that, if we want to change this world, we can't wait for no president, no council person, no nobody. We're gonna have to be the change that we are looking for. And if you don't change, nothing ain't gonna change. It's always gonna be the same. It is always going to be the same. And now, it's to, this morning conversation is not about what's going on in YouTube, because that's none of my business. It's really none of my business. I did watch one. I watched Marcella because it was comical and it was funny, and I had time that day, Monday, waiting for the graduation on my daughter, and waiting for the conversation to start. The way wait for the graduation to start. So I, wasting time. Just wasting time. However, I did get a phone call from someone to let me know that my name came up in something, you know, um, Just know I'm okay. I'm okay. This not my monkey, not and this is my thing, not my monkey, not my circus. Not my monkey, not my circus. Call my name, say whatever you want to, because I've been called names and put in stuff. But see, God sits high and he looks low. And I don't just talk about God. I know I'm part of the kingdom. I know that I'm part of the kingdom. And what a person don't want to do is call my name too many times. I follow I follow Jesus. I don't follow man, because see, man will run you down a rabbit hole or lead you into darkness or lead you to the abyss, lead you so far in hell to you be about to lose your mind trying to please somebody. And I ain't trying to please nobody but God. And I ain't trying to please nobody but God. So by my name being called in something, I don't care about what a person say to me. Now, when they start paying some of these damn bills that I got and start putting some zeros in a checking or savings account for me, then we could talk. But all that other stuff, you could miss me with that. Miss me with that. Cause see, I got real life things going on. I got some adult issues. I got some adult situations going on. Not sitting up and, you know, acting like you playing people to get money, to get cash apps and to get super chats and all of that. You feel like you calling somebody name to do all that kind of stuff. Girl, miss me with that. Miss me with that. Cause I can go to hell, just like Michelle Obama said, when they go high, we go. When they go low, we go high. No, baby, I can take you to the pit, to the crust of hell. But it ain't. It's not worth it. It's not my monkey. Just like I said, not my monkey, not my circus. Now, if you give me the keys to a brand new 2025, whatever, we might can talk. We might can talk. But see, baby, most people just like 4 quarters. They'll change for $1. They'll change, ain't nothing but change for $1. I'm the same. I am the same. I am the same. And I stand on what I say. I'm not involved in none of that mess with Anthony. I talk to Anthony. I give Anthony wise counsel. Anthony's still my friend. I don't care what nobody say. Anthony is still my friend. I asked Anthony to do something, and Anthony is being an adult. Anthony is his own person. So please keep me out of whatever is going on. Keep me out of whatever is going on, because I'm not part of that. I'm not part of that. But anyway, I just needed to put that out there and just to say that, and I don't want to be a part of this mess, because life is too beautiful. Life is too beautiful. I'm gonna tell y'all, I had the most amazing day yesterday. And last night, before I laid down last night, went to church last night, went to midweek service, went to went to oh shit. Went to midweek service last night. Didn't want to go, but went, and it was something that I needed. It was something that I needed, and I went, and I had an amazing time. And what the pastor was preaching, what the pastor was talking about, you know, um, I needed to hear that. And the songs that were singing, that I needed to hear all of that. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. When life is lifing, when the storms of life is raging, and you don't know which way to go, because you're being tossed and turned, and you know from to and fro, and you just don't know what to do, and you just be settled, and you listen to a song, you listen to your favorite scripture, or you read your favorite scripture. It was so much inside of me, right? I said, Lord, I need to start by writing. And every time I got ready to write, something would come up, the phone would ring, or somebody would knock on the door, or something like that. And I got to get back to my writing, because it is so much inside of me that I need to get out, you know. And so I'm feeling good. And yesterday, I'm gonna tell you something. When it's your season, when it's your season, there's no demon in hell that can stop that. When God said, I know the plans for you, and when the plans that God got for you, and God start rolling out those plans and you start seeing them, I'm saying from the smallest to the greatest. It don't matter. It don't. Yesterday, I went to Walmart and I just went to Walmart to pick up a prescription because I didn't feel like doing no grocery shopping. So I gotta do grocery shopping today because I only have like $5 of water and 6 cans of ginger ale. That's how I know I need to go shopping when I get low on water, right? So I went to Walmart and I picked up some extra stuff while I was in Walmart. And so I used my insurance card because I have United Health, and they give you a lot, you like $215, $220. But I I usually just pay my light bill and my cable bill with that. But I had a visit from a nurse, so they put extra money on. So, I said, let me go in Walmart, and I bought some things. So I swiped the little card, and I knew I would have to pay for the other things that I bought. But I swiped the card, y'all, and the whole card went through. So I said, oh, look at God. Look at God. And my medication was free. My blood pressure medicine was free, right? So I go in Publix to get my fruits. I swiped my card, child. My card went through again. So I ain't had to spend nothing. I ain't had to spend nothing. So I said, look at God. Look at God. And then had talked to Mildred the other day, and she said, well, let me get your. I said, Mildred, when I'm gonna get my book? And y'all, look, I got my book. I got my book. And I was gonna read. I started reading the book. I said, let me put this book down because I got to go to church, and I don't be wanting this kind of mess in my spirit and on my mind while I'm sitting in church, right? So I put the book down, y'all. It's a very interesting book. Titillating, to say the least, right? So, and I had been strolling like on Instagram, and I like these little quotes that come on Instagram. And I want to say this to all the queens out there. This one is for you, this is for us, and this is for we. For we. When you're going through something, it's a queen never fights. She just removes her presence and the empire collapse. If there's a situation going on, and when I read that, it was right after I got a phone call about my name being called to see how I was doing. I said, girl, and I told her, I said, um, I don't know nothing about that. I said, because I don't watch them people. They add absolutely no value to my life. So why would I watch them? I don't watch that. It's not even entertaining for me. It's just gossip. And and I then after I got off the phone call and I seen this about queens, you know what? When you remove yourself from a situation where you are the main attraction in any situation in life, when you're being talked about, when you're being put down, and when you're being let down, and being disappointed, but the moment you remember who you are, and the moment you remember whose you are, and you remove yourself from that situation, the kingdom do collapse. When you start showing people that, look, I don't care about what you say about me. Long as you don't touch me, we gonna be all right. And you remove yourself from that situation, and they see that they don't have that power, their words don't hurt you, their actions don't hurt you, and you walking like the queen that you are, you straighten your crown up, and you got your stilettos on, and you just keep walking and doing what you're doing, then they start feeling small. The kingdom collapsed. And then I found this quote, this thing where it said, gossip dies when it hits a wise person. This about gossip. Then I was just listen. It said gossip dies when it hits a wise person ears. Rumors are often started by haters, cared by fools, and believed by gullible idle idiots. Gossip dies when it hits a wise person ears. You know why? When it hits a wise person ears, that wise person don't go out and spread gossip. You know, a wise person will stop you before you even start. Girl, let me tell you, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. No, I don't want to hear it. It stops. Because see, now they know they can't come to you talking about somebody because my great grandma always said a dog that bring a bone will carry a bone. So whatever you that gossip is talking to you, that gossiper is talking to you about, just understand the moment that you say it, I don't care what you say. I don't care if you have a facial expression, they taking it back. They taking whatever you do, whatever you say, they taking it back. See, that's that dog bringing the bone, and that's that same dog carrying the bone as well. So you have to eliminate that before it even start. And say rumors are often started by haters. Haters could be people in your own family. Haters could be people that you sit down with and have lunch and go shopping and go to the movies and have drinks that come to your house. People that you calling my best and this my ride or die could be a hater. And it's carried by fools. Only, people who gossipers and then who just take stuff and just run with it. It's carried by fools and it's believed by gullible idiots. People love to hear things about people love to hear when somebody else when they think someone else is having troubles. People love to hear other people problems. And then I had read this other one that say, what you're not changing, you're choosing. If you don't stop it, if you're not changing, you're choosing it now. You're choosing to be complacent. You're choosing to be a gossiper, a rumor starter. You could talk about, oh, I want this and I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do that, but you're not doing anything to do it. If it's anybody out there been thinking about going back to school, I don't care if you don't need but one credit. And you every time you think about it, you just put it off, you just put it off, you just put it off. Nothing change if nothing changes. If you don't change, how you think how's something going to change if you don't change? The change that you want, be the change that you want. Be the change that you want. Be the change that you want. We are living in, I don't know what type of times we're living in. I can't say we're living in the end because I don't know. The world might be here 2,000 years after I'm gone. I don't know. I don't know. But live your life and dance to your own beat. Dance to the music that's in your own head. Don't allow things and people to, how do I want to say it? Don't allow things and people to get you in such a state that you forget who you are. Don't allow people to do that to you. Don't do that to yourself. Respect yourself enough to let it go. Respect yourself to let it go because you keep hanging on to that anger. I told y'all what anger is the other day. Anger is an emotional punishment you give to yourself for someone else's behavior. Because they're saying it, don't mean it. Because they're calling you a name. Or they talking about you. So, if I can take up that much of space in your head, take up that much time, I'm taking away time from you. I'm taking away time from myself when I'm talking about somebody else. And that's time I ain't gonna get back. So it's nobody out there in this world that important that I'm gonna sit down and talk about for 2 hours. It's just not. I don't care about the super chats. I don't care about the cash app. I'm not doing that. I'm just not gonna waste my time talking about somebody when there's something in my life that need to be cleared. There's something in my life that I need to be getting right. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because ain't nobody more important to me than me. Ain't nobody, there's no one in my life more important to me than me. Then come my children, my mama, my children, my grandchildren. All of them people are important. But if I don't take care of me, I ain't gonna be no earthly good to none of them. To none of them. I ain't gonna be no earthly good. So I'm gonna always look out for me. And the changes that I need to make, I don't care about what nobody say. You need to do this and you should do this and you ought to do that. I ain't never cared about what nobody said about what I need to do or what I should do. Because I'm gonna do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. But however, when I began to have a relationship with God, I had, and just like the pastor said last night, you know, it's some things that we done did in life, but God, but God. And that old nature that we try to keep suppressed, oh baby, she's still there. She's still there. And some days it's a struggle. Some days it is a struggle to keep that old nature from coming out. But hey, I'm a new creature in Christ now. I'm a new creature in Christ. And the things that used to hurt me, they don't hurt me no more. When people used to call me a crackhead. And I said, I'm not a crackhead, I just smoke crack. I don't walk the street begging. I don't prostitute myself for, for crack. I work. I got a job. I got two men that gonna give me money when I want it. So I ain't prostitute. I don't look dirty. I work every day. I work every day. So I wasn't, I just smoked crack. I wasn't no crackhead. I smoked crack when I got ready to. And that used to bother me when people called me a crackhead. But then when I knew better and I understood better, I said, shit, I ain't worried about what people say. Then I had to talk to myself. Girl, you know what? You out here doing all of this stuff right here. You can't care what people say because you doing it. And when I got locked up, I had time when I got locked up, not in prison, when I went to jail, I had 9 months to think about stuff. I had 9 months. Just think about now. You gonna get out of what you gonna do when you get out? Are you gonna go back out there and do the same thing? Because if you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna keep getting the same results. So it's up to you to decide what it is that you're going. These are the conversations that the closer it got for me to get out, the scarer I got because I didn't know what I was gonna do when I got out of jail. What was I gonna do? Was I gonna first run to get something to get high off of what I was gonna do? But I thank God for his grace and I thank God for his mercy because when I got out of jail, that wasn't the farthest thing from my mind. Now, did I smoke? Yes, I smoked. But then I had to make a realization. If you keep on doing this, you ain't gonna never have nothing. You ain't gonna never be nothing. And then you got children. So you need to do something. You need to do something with yourself. And this, get up in the morning and look in the mirror. And this is what I say to myself. Well, what you gonna do today? What I did was go out there and find me a job and had a man, but I realized that was he was my crutch. I needed to do this on my own and move back with my mom and dad. And then one weekend, one Friday, my mama told me this is gonna be the last weekend. This is gonna be the last week you live in my house. Didn't know what to do, didn't know where I was going, y'all. But you know what? God is so merciful. God is so merciful. Met a lady at a play that Friday night who worked for the housing authority. And I said, I need to talk to you. She said, I've been calling you. And what's so good about the lady went to my church. The lady went to my church. She said, I've been trying to call you. And I said, well, what's up? She said, I got an apartment. She said, I had an apartment for you. And it was in one of the projects I wanted to live in. It was what I thought was the best project, y'all. So she said, but Somebody, I had to give it to somebody else. She said, but I do have one in Palmetto Court. If you want it, it's yours. Just come to the office Monday. So I had to, that, she said, yeah, that Monday. She said, just come to the office and fill out the papers. Girl, that Saturday, I got me and my that Saturday, that Sun, and I didn't tell my kids what was going on. That Sunday we went to church. That Monday I knew that I had to be out of my mama's house, and I understood after what my mom was doing. Because if I don't do this to you, you're never going to become the woman that I know that you could be. So see, that's why it don't bother me about the things that I've been through. It don't bother me about what people say about me because I know who I am. Not only do I know who I know whose I am. It don't bother me about it. When people, put me in a situation that I don't want to be in. And sometimes, you want to fight back. You ain't got to do all of that. You ain't got to do all of that when you are calling yourself a child of God. You ain't got to do that. You know why? Because people will fight your battles for you. God said the battle is not yours. He said the battle. So if the battle ain't mine, who battle is it? God. God said, I got this. He said, I know the plans I got for you, and the plans I got for you ain't for you to go out there acting stupid and messing up stuff. And so that's why I tell anybody who got something going on. And when people see that you got something going on and you're not responding to the bull crap, and and they just talking and they trying to do everything to pull you in. Stand. That's why you put on the whole armor of God every morning before you get up out of bed. You put on the whole armor of God before your feet hit the bed, hit the floor. You put on the whole armor of God. You get dressed before you get dressed. And when you got the whole armor of God, you got on that breastplate of righteousness. See that breastplate of righteousness? It covers everything. It covers your heart. It covers all the vital organs. So nothing, the arrows, the darts, the bullets, nothing can penetrate that. Nothing can penetrate that. And when you put on that helmet of salvation, and just visualize the whole armor of God. You see how in the medieval days they had these helmet covering the head and the and out in the ear, just a little flap almost over the ears. That's so nothing can penetrate. See, so because when you start listening to them outside voices, you start losing your focus then. As long as you don't listen to those voices, you can hear it, but you don't have to listen to it. Let your haters be your motivators. Let them motivate you. That's encouragement for me. When somebody come against me, when somebody, a person, I call them cowards. You know why? Because they ain't bad enough and they ain't bold enough to come in your face and say it. When you could hear about what somebody said about you. And I tell people, look, and I appreciate my friend, my sister, calling me and telling me about it, and I'm saying, well, what had happened there? What I say, what I do, and then to be talked about is to be thought about. So that's the way I look at stuff because I'm not allowing nothing and nobody to disturb this peace that I have. Peace that surpasses all understanding, peace in the midst of, peace even in the valley, even deep down in the valley. Peace, I don't want my peace disturbed. So therefore, if I don't want my peace to be disturbed, I don't listen to the bull crap. I don't listen to the bull crap. See, because I know, I be home all day, every day. And I do little things. I got my friend book. I got Bibles. I got books. I got a gym downstairs. I have membership at another gym. There's things that I can do so I don't occupy my mind or worry about what people are saying about me because I know who I am. I know me. I know me. I know who I am. And as I always say, if you're not adding and multiplying to my life, you damn sure ain't gonna subtract and divide because I'm not gonna even give you that privilege. And I think to be a friend, for me, for me to even respond to someone, that's a privilege that I'm even talking to you. That's how high I think of myself. I'm not a high-minded person, but I think very highly of myself. I think very highly of myself. And I don't allow riffraff, a person who ain't about nothing, can't tell me nothing about me. They can only assume. And we know what opinions are. Everybody got one. Everybody got an opinion about everything. About everything. If I ask 10 people, have you watched the Diddy trial? What's your opinion? Everybody got an opinion on the P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever he being called. Everybody got an opinion on that. Everybody got an opinion on that. So you don't get all frustrated and aggravated about people because people do what people do. People be peeping. That's what people do what they do. And don't be surprised. Don't be don't be surprised when you done heard a person said something or a person did something because that's their nature. That's their nature. Why would you be surprised when you see a person do something? That's their nature. We're human. We're human. Human beings act stupid, do stupid things. And some do incredible things. But when you recognize a stupid person, you treat a stupid person accordingly, like a stupid person. And you don't be shocked when they do something because, oh, she just doing what she do. He just doing what he do. That's what fools do. And it take a fool to sit and argue with a fool because you can't get no understanding from no fool because then you're gonna become a fool for standing up there arguing with one. Because a fool think they're right in their ways, in their thoughts. A fool think they be right. And I ain't got time to be trying to straighten no foolish person. I let your stupidity run as far as it can go. I will let it run as far as it can go. I just I just don't understand and I don't care to understand. And like I told my friend, don't you dare entertain this. You got too much going on and this is nothing but a tactic from the devil. You see that can't get you or try to get the people around you. And I don't know why I always get the stray bullets. I always get the damn stray bullets. I'm always a casualty of war. I don't know why. I'm the one that always seem to get it. Out of all the aunties, I'm the one that get it. I am the one that always get it. But like I told my friend, don't you dare open your mouth. God got you on a path right now, and you are being tested. We always want to put Satan in stuff. Satan, only power Satan have is the power that you give him. God don't need our power. We need power from God. We need the strength of God. We need the patience of Job, and that only comes from God. And sometimes God will put you in a situation to see how you will react in that situation. Because when God is getting ready to elevate you to another level, different devils, everything in their mammy gonna come out for you. And if it can't get you one way, it will try to get you another way. However, when you recognize and see it for what it is, you say, I see what this is. I see what this is. Then you begin to act accordingly. And if you got something, if you're on the verge of something, I want you to watch and see how people are going to react to you. I want you to see, I want you to just, if you feel like you're on the verge of, on something right now, you feel like you got this feeling like, man, I feel like something good is about to happen. And then when it happens, watch and see how people are gonna be coming for you. Okay. Watch and see how the people you thought was on your side, they're gonna laugh and talk in your face, but you're gonna get this feeling like, well, what's wrong with her? You know, you getting the answer to the prayer that you've been praying for. And see, God will bless you right in front of your enemy. That friend that you think your friend, keep doing something positive and and watch that. Because see, an enemy ain't always somebody who talk behind your back. How can they talk about things they don't know about you unless somebody is telling them some things about you? And who know these things about you? It could be a family member. It could be somebody you played with in the sandbox and y'all been friends for eons. And you think that's your friend? Okay, get on the verge, get something and start doing something good, and you'll start seeing who your friends is. For real. Who your real friends are. Do it. And then you'll start seeing things. You'll start seeing how people change and stuff like that. And then you'll start, you know what? God will start showing you. God will start showing you things about people. All you got to do is ask God, Lord, and I ask God this all the time. God, show me who for me and who's not. And sometimes it'll hurt your feelings so bad. It'll hurt your feelings so bad. Because God don't reveal nothing. Everything that's gonna be revealed has already been revealed. God shine the light on things. God illuminates us with things. God will let you see it. God will let you see it. And then it'll do something, and God will just want to see, okay, what you gonna do in this situation. Because see, God will put you in some situations just to see how you can handle that situation for this elevation that's coming your way. So when things come against me, you know what I say, okay, God, what is it that you're trying to teach me? What is it that you're trying to teach me? And I may fail the first time. I may fail the first time before I even recognize it. But then when I recognize it, I say, okay, God, I see. Okay, like last night. Now, Jordan is in this musical at the Florida Repertoire Theater. Hairspray. A little girl from my church, she's in the play as well from my church. Okay. The little girl is from my church. So a lot of the church members went to see the play because the little girl mom and she remind me, the mama remind me of Arena. The little girl remind me of Jordan because Jordan growing up was in a lot of, Verena just had Jordan busy all the time. And that's the way this lady have her daughter busy all the time. And so last night, the pastor wife said, "Oh, we went to see play. Why didn't you tell me that Jordan was in the play?" And she's so pretty, and she just looked so good on the stage, and she was just giving Jordan all these accolades and stuff. And I said, "Oh, thank you." She said, "Well, why didn't you tell us that she was in the play?" And everybody came up to me and said, "Miss Marisa, why you ain't tell me Jordan was in the play?" So I said, "Well, she's not a member of our church, and And the pastor wife said, "Well, she don't have to be a member of the church, Maritha. You're a member of the church, and we support all our children and all our members." And she said, "Yeah, you should have told us that she was." She said, "But I just want you to know she did a beautiful job, and she is such a beautiful child." And I said, "Okay, well, thank you." I didn't, I didn't know. I didn't know. But just like I said, because Jordan is not a member of our church. I'm a member. But I get it. I get it. I get it. So it's just sometimes you don't let things I just don't let things bother me like that. Cause when you don't know, you just don't know. And then now I know. I tell a couple of people, Jordan graduated, and a couple of people they in the church, they know that she graduated and they supported Jordan, when she was going to church with me before before her mom came back and she was going to church with me. And these are the people that Jordan gravitated towards, and these are people that held on to Jordan and motivated and encouraged Jordan. So I let them know what's going on in Jordan life. And but the other people, is things just don't matter to me. I don't get hung up on stuff. I really don't. Because just like I said, I've been through too much in life to be worried about mm, about what people say, or what people do. Long as you do what you're gonna do, not you can say what you want to say. But if you don't touch me, we good. We good. We good. And I want people to understand. Let people talk. But I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to end. You got to have on your armor. You got to have on your armor. You cannot allow things and situations to weigh you down, because then you're going to miss your purpose. You're going to miss what God got for you because you're not listening to God. You listen to people. And where can people take you? Where they could take you, they could take you into a dark place. They could take you to the abyss. They could take you to hell, and you're going to have to scrape and fight and claw your way back up to the light, up to the marvelous light. So why would you allow someone to get you in a place that you don't want to be? So if you got to, I heard Kiki Palmer say she reframed things. If I don't get the job, your movie's not going to be as good as it would have been if I was in it. So you have to reframe your thoughts. You have to reframe the way you think, the way you talk, because there's life and death is in the power of the tongue. And if you keep saying it long enough, you're going to do it or you're going to be it. So what you going to do today? Are you going to speak life over yourself and speak it abundantly? Are you going to be talking negative about yourself? Don't ever talk negative about yourself, because the damn world is doing it to you in your face sometimes and behind your back most of the time. So speak life into yourself. You are your biggest fan. You should be your biggest fan. I am my biggest cheerleader. I am my biggest cheerleader. I am my biggest motivator. I am my biggest encourager. I encourage myself. I motivate myself. I listen to myself. And sometimes I have to talk myself out some situations before I even get in them. And then when I reframe my way of thinking, when I change my way of thinking, when I stand back and reflect and on a situation, and I look at that situation from all angles, and I say, "Nah, that ain't adding nothing to my life." And if it's not adding, it's taking away, it's subtracting. And okay, that ain't doing nothing but divide. That's division right there. So no, if it's divide and not multiplying, no, I don't need that in my life. I ain't arguing with nobody. I'm just like Plies. You wanna argue? I ain't gonna argue with you. You mad. You mad. You I want to curse so bad. A twitch and go crazy, thinking I'm gonna argue with you. I ain't got that much patience. I don't tongue wrestle with nobody. Because after a while, I stop hearing you. I don't hear nothing you're saying. And then when I'm face to face with you and you want to argue with me, and I ain't saying that, and I just keep in mind when I'm quiet and I ain't saying nothing, and I just stand there looking at people and they be looking at me, and why wonder why I'm looking at them, because I'm trying to see which way I'm gonna hit you, in your nose, in your mouth, or in your eye. You just being sized up. But I thank God for grace and mercy, because God is a gracious God. God is a merciful God. And God ain't gonna let me get in those situations that I'm gonna have to spend some money, or somebody gonna have to spend some money. And I know my mama let my behind stay in jail twice. My mama let me stay in jail twice because it wasn't something that you had to do, Maritha. So you're gonna have to sit this one out, baby. And see, jail wasn't a place for me. I realized that 2 days in. It was a place for me. When I went to prison, I had to do that time when I went to prison. Thank God for grace and mercy. It wasn't but like 3, 4 months, but I know what I know. Being locked up, being incarcerated is no place for me. So what? I had to change my life. So if nothing changes, nothing change. And queens, I want all my queens. I want every last one of my queens to remove yourself from any situation that's not adding and multiplying. Because it's not adding and multiplying, it's dividing and subtracting. And when you remove yourself from that situation, the whole kingdom is going to collapse. They ain't got nothing else to talk about. You do what God has ordained you to do. Walk in your purpose. Walk in your purpose and walk like you know I'm worthy. I'm worthy of every good thing God has promised me. And nobody could tell me, and for real, nobody can tell me no difference. So it don't make no difference to me what you say, who you say it to, what you do, because the landmines, the ditches, and the pitfalls that you have for me, God done directed me. He done already ordered my steps. Go left, hop over that one. Go right. Oh, now keep straight. And all the booby traps that's being laid for me, for you, for us, for we, watch and see. The ones who lay them for you are going to be the very ones that's going to get caught up in their own trap. You let a person talk long enough, they'll show you exactly who they are. And so we know who these people are. So I look at them and I tell, when people get ready to tell me stuff, I say, look at the source that it comes from. Now look at them and look at me. Do it look like I care? Not in the least. I got a family that loves me. I got friends that loves me. So do you think somebody outside of that I really care about? God said I gotta love them. I just don't have to like what they do. I love them. I have a godly love for them. I really do. Don't want nothing harmful to happen to them. But you come for me, I ain't coming for you. I'm putting God on you. Because see, God reach is longer than mine. God reaches longer than mine. I could say what I want to say about you. That ain't gonna hurt your feeling. But baby, when I put that prayer of conviction on you, can't nobody get God off of you but God. And that's gonna be in his timing. You're gonna either get it or you're gonna keep on repeating it. You're gonna get the lesson and you're gonna stop doing what you're doing, or you're gonna keep doing it until you figure it out. How I know? Because it happened to me. Because it happened to me. Yes, it will, but God will give you a peace to handle that hurt. And did and do and will. And do and will. Because words, we used to say this thing, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words won't harm me. Words only harm you when you allow it to harm you. Everything is a choice. I have a choice to be upset. I have a choice to be angry. I have a choice to let your words penetrate me. Mm-mm. And so when I hear things negative about me, do it bother me? No. Do it hurt me? It stings because I be saying, well, damn, where that come from? And and I told you I don't give nothing but 72 hours. I don't give it but 72 hours, baby. And after that, and sometimes it don't be a whole 72 hours. Sometimes it be at 30 minutes. Again, you have to look at the source. You have to look at the source. When you know you are just like that tree that's planted by the river, and you know where your power and you know who your source of strength and your source of hope come from, then you don't worry about what people think. You don't worry about what people say because why? What is it adding? Is it adding any days onto your life? Is it adding any money into your pockets? Is it paying any of the bills? Is it putting grocery in your refrigerator, in your cabinets? Is it putting clothes, shoes, perfume? Is it doing body glaze? Is it doing anything like that for you? And if it's not, and if it was, you still don't worry about it. You don't worry about it. You talk to God about it. And when God says something about it, because God said, I'll make your enemies your footstool. And he'll let you see. He'll let you see. And I told you, people just like 4 quarters. They'll change for $1. They will change for $1. Let that let that sink in. Y'all, I told this lady I'd be ready at 8:30. So I guess gotta put a hat on my head, put on a pair of shorts and some sneakers so I can I really don't even feel like doing no grocery shopping. I really don't. But I have to because I ain't got none but a couple of bottles of water, about 5 bottles of water and 6 cans of ginger ale. And I got to go out and do some shopping this morning. But I do want y'all to get this book. If you ain't got it, you better get it. Better get it because I'm telling you, I had to put this book down. I was getting engrossed in this book, and I said, I got to go to church. Let me put this book down because I don't want to be thinking no thoughts while I'm sitting up there in church. But baby, I was too tired when I came home from church last night to read it, but I had allotted out some time, and that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to take time out to do more reading, and not writing like professionally like Mildred, but just some things that's inside of me that I need to get out, and the only way I can get it out is to write about it in my journal. And my girl, she bought me 3 journals, and one of them is almost full. So I haven't been writing the way I should, and just bottling these feelings, holding these feelings inside. And I don't want to hold the feelings inside. I want to get everything out. I want everything out. I want everything out so I can live. Um, and just have fun and just to be free, just to be free from any worrying. And I just want to be peaceful as possible. I just want to be at peace at all times. So I have to allow that time for God. I have to lock some time out for myself. Even though I just, I'm not working, I still have to take that time out for myself. I have to renew my mind. I have to renew the way I'm thinking. I have to refresh my heart and revive my spirit. So writing do that for me and reading do that for me as well. And after I write and get all that stuff out, I'm good. I'm good to go. And I'm at a place right now that I am well pleased and all is well. Just got my grandbaby just graduated. She's not my baby. My baby ain't my baby no more. She's becoming an adult. And I used to be so afraid when she was to think about her leaving to go to the big, go to the city you know but I see that this in my heart, in my spirit, I just know that this girl gonna do big things, and it's just not, I feel it. And I feel that, she's going to be so well protected because she's covered. She got a praying mama, she got a praying grandmama, and she got praying godparents. So her village, her and y'all her village, y'all her village too. AKA, AKA, you just don't understand how much we appreciate the things that you've done for Jordan and the way that you pointed Jordan in the right direction and helping her with the scholarships and stuff like that. Because now the scholarships are coming in. Y'all her village. And I just pray that y'all just pray for my baby, that God just build a hedge of protection all around her, that she's covered. She's blessed when she go, and she's blessed. She's blessed in the city. Just pray for her. Just pray. Pray her strength and pray mine too, because Atlanta is too far for me to drive and it's damn sure too far for me to walk. So today is Thursday. We only got one more week left, y'all. One more week. And just for today, just for today, walk in your greatness. Walk in your greatness. And be encouraged and be an encourager. Encourage someone else with all that greatness that you have. And, be blessed. And then be a blessing, because when God bless you, God is blessing you to bless somebody else. Even if it's just a conversation, if it's just listening, if it's just giving somebody a hug that they need, because we don't know what a person is going through. And sometimes all it takes is a touch. Because remember that lady who had the issue of blood? She said, if I could just touch the hem of his garment. She didn't say if I could just have a conversation with him. She said if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I know I'll be healed. So you don't know what you can do for someone else today. Just with a smile, just with a touch, just acknowledging them. Be all that you can be and be the best at it. Be the best at it. And put on that whole armor. Put on that whole armor of God. That's what I got, y'all. I love you. It ain't nothing you could do about it. And it's AKA always say, make it a beautiful day on purpose and smile. You have a beautiful smile. And that's right, my Mildred. Be kind. It's free. I'm going to use that too. Be kind. It's free. And again, y'all, I'm out. I holler. And then y'all holler back. Now, when you see me in these YouTube streets, holler at me. And I'll holler back. And if I see you first, I'm going to holler at you. So I'm out here. Holler and have a best day ever. I love you. Ain't nothing you could do about it. Bye. I'm out of here.